So I got a new camera and I love it, but I don't know how to use it. Yeah, so I thought for my first video I would do a sit down video because I got a new camera. Well, it's not really my first video, but my first video on this camera. Also, if you hear any like banging or it sounds like the walls are gonna break through, it's because my parents are like redoing the kitchen and they're hammering and drilling and all that. Hey guys, it's Emma. So for this video, I'm going to be telling you guys all about my high school experience and giving you some tips and just things that go along with high school. You guys also had asked me some of your questions on Instagram. I'm just going to be going over the questions that you guys asked me. So to start off, I'm going to tell you my experience in high school. I only went to high school for 1 year, and then for my sophomore and junior, and then this year I'm going to be doing cyber. And I had never planned on doing cyber. Like I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna go to like high school or I'm gonna do high school and cyber. I did high school, obviously my first year, so my freshman year, and I've never been one to like school. Like I can't stand school. Like it's the worst thing for me. Like, I mean, there's like classes that I like and stuff, but I mean overall school is just not my thing. I've also never been a super like I've never been like outstanding as a student. Like I don't get like the best grades. I mean, I'm still like good, like I'm just average. Like I don't have like a 4.0 GPA. I don't take AP classes. I just take classes like to get through high school. I had never been in any kind of like cool like science clubs or like Spanish clubs. Like those just weren't my things. Academics wasn't my thing. I like sports and stuff and like I mean, you know what I mean? Like I played lacrosse through high school. I've tried other sports like back in middle school, but I just was not interested in high school in general. So I'm gonna go on to the questions that you guys asked me. The first question was, what was the hardest and easiest part of freshman year? The hardest? I don't really know what there are so many things. I mean, it would probably have to be kind of the pressure going into freshman year, because everybody's like, you're in high school, everything counts, like you have to make this year your year, and I'm like, okay, but like 8th grade, like they never said anything about this, so like I'm like, okay, like now I'm growing up, I don't know. So I feel like just kind of the pressure, and then later I found out like it's not really a big deal, but that was kind of the hardest part. The easiest part was, I mean, now looking back on it, that was my easiest year. Like you don't have to worry about anything, even though they make you feel like you do. The second question was how to deal with fake friends. I will have to say I've dealt with a lot of them. I don't know, now I think that overall if you have like maybe 2 good friends, that's better than having 10 friends that like you might not really know or that just aren't really like your friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can hang out with them, you can go do fun stuff with them, but they're just not somebody that you could sit and talk about life with, you know? I think if you have a lot of fake friends, I mean, obviously I would get rid of them, and not in a mean way, but maybe I just wouldn't be as close with them, or like maybe not encourage like time spent together, especially if they're not like a good influence on you. Like then I would definitely get out of that. But I would try, if I were you, I would try to find friends that have like the same interests. And I know that seems kind of cliche because like, yeah, it's always like do clubs, but it is true. Find clubs that you like, and don't just like join cheerleading or like soccer if you don't like either of them, you know what I mean? Because if you're gonna do that, then you're gonna try to make friends that like cheerleading and soccer, because that's obviously what they choose. I mean, maybe you might find somebody that doesn't like them, but I would try to do some clubs or sports, or you know, just like some things to do with people that also enjoy what you like to do. How to deal with bullies. That's a good question, because I feel like all the time people are like, oh, just ignore it, and like I understand that like that's probably the best thing to do, but sometimes it's not always the best thing, because you know, like people keep picking at you, people will keep like trying to do whatever they can to obviously get to you, and I feel like the best thing to do is maybe to even like tell your best friend, like, you know, somebody that you aren't, it's not just a fake friend, like a real friend, about it, because I feel like that maybe you can see from there, you could take it to your parents or something. I'm not saying you need to tattletale on somebody, or like, I mean, I understand if it gets that bad, like, yeah, you really need to tell like somebody of higher authority, but if like you can tell this person's kind of like doing something, maybe talk to somebody about it, see what they have to say before you do anything. Obviously don't be mean back, because you're just gonna cause more trouble, but that's what I would start with, and then see what they have to say from there. Okay, so the next question is where to get nice clothes for a low price for back to school. So I like shopping online. I think it's really nice. I think it can be very convenient, but I also think it's kind of annoying because you can't try on the clothes, and that kind of bothers me, because if you don't know what they look like on you, how do you know if you're gonna like them? So the first store that I have to say that I really like is PacSun, and yes, their stuff does get pretty pricey, but their basics, like they have a lot of like shirts and stuff like that are like it's like the PacSun basics or something. I don't actually know what it's called, but it's their like basic collection, and they have lots of like cute shirts and stuff like that, and they're usually 2 for $20. So if you're thinking about it, it's $10 for a shirt. So if you got like a bunch of like different kinds, then obviously you can mix and match them with different pants or like skirts, leggings, whatever. Another place that I really have actually just started to like, because I never really liked it, but a good place is Charlotte Russe. I went in there probably about 2 weeks ago. I don't know why, because like I don't shop there. Like, I don't know, it kind of reminded me of like a Route 21 or something. Like I don't like Route 21. It's just like there's so many graphics and stuff like that, like kind of like Forever 21, where like it'll be a cute shirt and then it says like I love tacos, like those kinds of stores. But Charlotte Russe has really stepped up their game, because I was in there and I looked at, like, they had sales going on or something, and I looked at their skirts and they were so cute. I got like a black denim one and like a khaki one, and they were like originally only $22 or something like that, and they were half off. So I got like one pair for $13 and one for $11. So I mean, then again, like if you're thinking about it, if you need like skirts to go with the shirts, there's, you know, anything like. So yeah, I think Charlotte Russe and PacSun are really good stores. I've heard of more like Shein and stuff like that. I've actually ordered from them, but I don't like everything that is on the site. I think it's kind of a hit and miss kind of thing, and it's not always like the best quality. But I think if like, since PacSun and Charlotte Russe, like they have stores you can actually go into, you can try it on, see what you like and stuff like that. And I know there's a ton more stores, but those are the ones I seem to lean towards. Okay, the next question is how to make new friends. So just like I said before, joining like clubs and like sports and stuff like that, I think honestly, just, I know even if you're not a really outgoing person, this might kind of be hard, but even just kind of like getting to know people in your classes, like let's say school's already started and like you have people in your classes, or if you have orientation or something like that, maybe try to like get to know somebody. If you're sitting next to somebody, like get to know it, like try to learn what they are doing or like what classes they're taking, stuff like that, so that way whenever you see them, you know, you already know somebody or you have like some kind of connection with people. Okay, the next question is tips for not hating school, because I hate it. And I agree with you, because I'm probably up there with like the top 10 people that hate school. I feel like the only way that you're really gonna get through it is if you kind of look at it as like a positive. Like, I mean, I'm not really good at that. I mean, I like to look at things in a positive way, but I mean, it's hard whenever you have to wake up every morning at 6 a.m. and go to school for 8 hours and come home and do 3 more hours of schoolwork. But I think that like if you look at it as like, this is just gonna like prepare you for life. I don't know. I mean, I don't even think about that. I'm not even gonna like lie. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess just get some friends, do some fun stuff in between, like, I don't know. I don't even know how. I'm not even done with high school. I have 1 more year. So, I don't know, man. I'm with you. What was the most challenging year in high school? I would say like 11th grade. I mean, I'm obviously haven't been through all of high school, but I heard, like, you know, people always say like senior year is kind of like your blow off year, which for me it kind of isn't, because I'm taking a lot of like college classes this year. But I think it would probably have to be my junior year or freshman year. The reason why I say my freshman year is because I was in school, and school for me, like being in school, is way harder than doing cyber, like the academic part and the social part. I I haven't always been super outgoing, and I still don't think that I really am. In some cases I am, but I never really used to until I started cyber, and then once I have, I've been able to like make a lot more connections and talk to people better. But I think that freshman year was just really hard emotionally for me. I mean, it's not like I was ever depressed or anything. It was just like, you know what I mean, like between homework and sports and friends and just like drama that happened, you know. It just really like stirred up a lot for me. And then 11th grade academically was just really hard. I mean, it wasn't like horrible, like I got through it obviously, but it wasn't like the easiest thing. Like I had a lot more classes, that way this year would be kind of freed up, but now I'm taking all these college classes, so I didn't really free up anything, but I will be saving time like through college. This question is how to find time for homework. And okay, so I've obviously only been to high school for a year, as I said, but for me, for cyber, we don't have homework. So like you do your lesson and that's all you have to do for the day until like, unless you want to work ahead, but like we don't have like you do a lesson and then there's homework like after that. You don't, everything's in one section. That's another thing, is I had a lot of study halls whenever I was in school, so like probably even taking study halls. I mean, I never took any AP classes, so like my homework wasn't terribly hard, but I also wasn't very good at the things that I took. Like I wasn't very good at math or science, but I was like pretty good with like English, and like I had some like business classes and I was good with those. But I don't know, I mean, honestly, I would stay up till like 1 in the morning doing schoolwork crying because I couldn't get it done. So like I definitely know what you're saying, like the time for homework, because there is just not enough time in the day to get it done, and then plus teachers throw 3 hours of homework on you. So I would just say, I mean, trying to do it in school, I would like, you know what I mean, like if you have a couple of minutes even after class, or if you have any study halls, I would try to do that. Even taking like a day out of the weekend to do it, but that's what's hard, is because you have one night to do it most of the time. So I guess just trying to do stuff in between times, like maybe before a club or before your sports like practices or anything, to try to get some done. Okay, so another question that a lot of people asked me was advice for freshman year. Okay, so like I didn't have like a very big grasp on like what I was like. I just went to school, like that was all I did. I didn't do any like extra things really besides sports. I didn't like, you know, I didn't go the extra mile for anything. All I have to say is for your freshman year, just kind of like treat it like it was like you were in middle school. I mean, obviously you're gonna have a little bit more responsibility, but don't treat it like it's scary or like it's the end of the world or like the start to your life or something. Like it's really not. It's just, most of the time you're just moving to a different building, you're just meeting new people like upperclassmen. That's really it though. There's not too much of a difference from middle school to high school. One thing is just don't be afraid to be yourself in front of other people. Don't join activities just to join them to make friends. Like if you want to do basketball but like your friends are like, or you know what I mean, like old friends are like, don't do that, like why would you play basketball? Like don't, just not do it, and don't just do it because somebody says you should. Another thing is, I think that you should take classes you're actually interested in, not just because your friends are taking them. Because I know that it's nice to like have friends in class, but you can meet friends that have the same interests in you through these classes. Like you don't need to, like you can make new friends throughout high school. Next question was, I do cheer and people make fun of me for it. Should I quit or continue? Girl, I think you can. If you love cheerleading, you continue that. Like, don't let somebody make fun of you for a class. Like, even that's another thing. If you want to do Spanish, but all your friends are like, I'm doing German, do Spanish. Like, it's a class. It's not like you're choosing, you know what, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's just a class. Like, your friends should understand that that's what you want to do. If you could relive a school year, what year would it be? Probably a year in elementary school. I don't know. I really wouldn't relive any like high school year, because none of the, I mean, like maybe 10th grade, because that was like kind of a, I mean, that was the year I started cyber. It was a little bit hard at first because I didn't really know what I was doing, but that year seemed, you know, like it wasn't as academically hard. It was nice because I wasn't in school, so I'd probably have to say my sophomore year. So yeah, that was just some high school advice from me and some questions that you guys asked me. If you like back to school videos, just give this video a thumbs up and I can do more. Also comment any video ideas or back to school idea videos that you guys would like me to do.